Are you having trouble making any of your deals stack in rent to rent? Are you finding landlords just are not coming to the table and they just want everything? If that's the case, this video might help you. Hello, my name's Mark Fitzgerald. It's great to have you joining me here today. If you haven't, please subscribe and share and like and everything else that you currently do with all of this great stuff. Today I just wanted to talk to you about landlords, and really landlords need to get real. When it comes to landlords, when it comes to negotiating deals, there's a lot of greedy landlords out there that just really haven't got a clue about what you're offering. So how do we get around this, and how can we get landlords on side to come and work with us? It's the old know, like and trust thing. So you've got to look at it from their perspective. There's a lot of old school landlords out there, but a lot of landlords out there who are quite savvy investors now, but they need to get to know you. They need to know the service that you're going to offer them. So what you'll find with a lot of landlords is they're either self-managing, in which case they don't want to give that little slice of the pie up that they would normally pay a letting agent. And obviously, when you come with your proposal is looking like they're going to lose that slice of the pie that they would with a letting agent. So that can make getting deals very, very tricky with landlords who are self-managing. Now, if they're self-managing, but they've come to the end of that and they just don't know who to trust, you need to sort of tell them your services. You need to tell them why you're better than a normal standard letting agent, that, you know, this is the money that you're going to get over the term. So if it's a 5-year deal that you're looking to try and do with this landlord, make sure they know the full profit. Make sure they know the guaranteed rent that they're going to get over that 5 years, because things like that will get them thinking differently than it will do when they're just dealing with traditional agents. Now, when it actually comes to the price and the rents and everything, this is where the fun begins, because you'll see a landlord that's, you know, rents maybe £2,000 if you're where I live, or whatever. If you're in London, it could be £8,000, but you know what I mean. So the contrast for this, let's just say he's got enough rents that come in and he gets £2,500 on a 5-bed, you know, all £500 a room. He's not looking at what he pays for the bills. He's not looking at the time that he spends maybe going and fixing stuff for himself, because he doesn't want to pay for handy people to do it. He just looks at the end product, which is £5,500. So if you want to take my property on a rent out, I want £5,500 off of you. That's the mindset of a landlord that thinks he's dealing with a tenant. Now, when you have a student, sometimes you have a chief tenant or a lead tenant, in which case then there's somebody that normally has the guarantor and everything like that, and they make sure everybody else who stays in the house, i.e. all their friends, pays the rents. You can have that, but some old landlords are used to that sort of thing, or they're not. In the case that they do have individual tenants there, but they're just not running it as a business. And you will find there's a lot of people out there that have HMOs, that maybe got a bit of training on how to convert an HMO, that maybe thought HMOs were the golden nugget that they can be, but were never taught that they're systems, that they are a business, that they're not a passive income, and they get disheartened, and they manage it themselves, they find they're losing money, and they can get themselves into a lot of problems. So if you're dealing with these sort of landlords, how do we get the deals? How can we actually change their mindset? And as I say, a lot of it can be to show them how much guaranteed rent they're actually going to get. But the simplest thing to do is to break it down. Break it down for them, maybe even break it down with them. You know, if you're coming up to negotiations with a landlord like that, I wouldn't just send across your proposal or ring them up and talk to them about your proposal. I would actually try and get a meeting with them if it's possible. Even if they live, you know, quite far away, make that effort to go down and see them. Make that effort to go down, sit down with them and write everything out. So you get £2,500 worth of rent. That's superb. How much do you pay for your electricity? How much do you pay for your gas? How much do you pay for council tax if it's not students? How much do you pay for a cleaner? How much do you pay for somebody to cut the grass and everything if it's not you? If it is you, how long do you think you spend on that? Maybe over the course of a year. And then what's the going rate in that area for somebody to cut the grass? You know, if it's £10 an hour, £20 an hour, £40 an hour, I don't know. But that needs to be accounted for. You know, if you need to change a tap and it takes you 3 hours, an hour to get the tap and a couple of hours messing about, turning off all the water, changing the tap, that's 3 hours. So maintenance, How often do you do maintenance? How often do you travel to the property? Just break all of these things down. And you can put really for your area, how much it costs sort of trades, maybe reduce it a bit, because they won't, if it's tradespeople, they'll say, well, I don't charge for that. I just do it. And you'll have to do the same. They get into this sort of thing. Don't worry about it. But break it down in front of them. And then say, right, at the end of the day, once you've paid your bills, let's say all the bills are 500 quid. Then let's say there's a maintenance there, which is about 300 odd quid. And then there's 200 pounds for voids each month over 12 months. So you're actually making 1,500 quid, yeah? Now, if you're going to use us, it's going to be a management fee on top of that. So what's your average HMO manager in the area who's actually worth their salt charging? Now, that might be 12%, 50%, 18%. Look at what it is, and then take that percentage off as well, because they need to understand that they're not getting your services for free. They're getting your services as a management company. So if you break it all down to them in such a way that they can see the bottom line of what they actually are getting, they'll know themselves whether they are getting that or not. Then you say your management fee obviously comes off the 2.5 grand because it's fully tenanted. So if it's 10%, break that down. You take that off as well. There is a proposal there where you can roughly offer them a guaranteed rent. And I would always knock a little bit more off for a guaranteed rent because it's a guaranteed rent. But it'll open their eyes up to where they need to be, to the ballpark that they need to be at. Okay, so if you sit down and you break down these elements one stage at a time with them, get them almost to agree as you're going. So your gas is 80 quid, your electric's 75 quid. Yeah. Oh, is it a bit more? Okay, yep, no problem. Your council tax, now you can do your homework on the council tax and know pretty much what it is beforehand. So if they try and give you a figure that doesn't amount up, you can say, well, if they lied a bit about the council tax, then what else are they lying about? So just make sure that your own figures are good. But work it all out and then break it all down in front of them and say, at the end of the day, that's what you're actually making. This is what I'm going to offer you. How does that sound? And it will just open up a lot of the eyes of these landlords that just are completely wacko out there, that just want top dollar. Now, if they still don't come to the party, there's nothing else you can do. You've done your bit. You've tried everything possible. You can tailor that offer. You can say, if you ever change your mind, please come back to me. Jobs are good. And now, if you're going to do work on the property, yeah, that's another thing to put into there, whether you want to pay for the work, whether you want them to pay for the work. What I would say is, it's entirely up to you. You can put your own money in and then obviously recoup that money through your profits. You can ask them to pay for the works, or you can ask for a 50-50. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do that. You can also say you'll do the work, but it will come off of the rent. So maybe 250 quid a month comes off of the rent until whatever you've paid out for the works is paid back. But you can work it out whichever way you like. Everything's negotiable. Everything is there to be used and played with. You just got to make sure that it's a win-win deal. Everybody wants maximum money. Everybody wants maximum cash flow if they can get it. But you'll also find there's some landlords out there that just want a problem taken away from them. They just want their property looked after. They just want somebody they can trust to come in there and take a headache away from them. And it doesn't really matter about the money. They don't care that much. They just want the hassle taken away. They want their asset looked after, but they may just need to know how it works as a business. And if you can point it out to them that this is how it works as a business, and you can do your homework on this, so you can already have rough numbers, a rough guide already there. So it's not so daunting when you're doing it with the landlords. You can sort of almost make a little box thing, maybe even have what you think down one column and then fill a column in with them and just say, this is where we are, this is what we're at, and this is why I'm going to propose this guaranteed rent to you. If you can point those things out, again, you'll be a step ahead of everybody else. You may even help you get some more deals, and I hope it does. And if it does, and this has helped you, share it, like it. Let me know as well, because I'll celebrate every small win I can. I'm here to help. Please do check the description below. There's some links in there for a lot of free tools that I offer out. Free for me, a gift to you. And if they help you get a deal, they help you move forward, then I'm absolutely delighted by it. Use them. I did when I was starting out. I used to download spreadsheets, cheat sheets, and all the information I could possibly download just to get the knowledge. If somebody's going to give you knowledge for free, well, you'd be a fool not to take it, wouldn't you? So Download it, connect with me on social media. If it's worked for you, if it's helped you, let me know. And I must admit, I'm one of these people, I like to celebrate the small wins. I'm terrible for it, but I do try and celebrate the small wins. So if you get a small win by using something or watching something that I've done, please share it with me, because I will celebrate it along with you. I want to see people succeed, but I want to see them do it right. So until the next video, you all take care now, and bye for now.